Hi, my name's Boston John, and I'm an alcoholic. And I just wanted to talk to you today about the different paths that people can take in Alcoholics Anonymous. I was in a meeting yesterday, and a guy I really respect, I noticed that his sharing, and I notice this a lot with people who have long-term sobriety, that their sharing becomes, I don't know, maybe a little more wholesale and not so much granular and not so much pushing you into the book, but a little more big picture, I guess you could say. So he said something in the meeting that I agree with. And earlier in my sobriety, I wouldn't agree with such a statement. I would have thought it was irresponsible of somebody to say what he said. And I may have put my hand up and hit him with a counterpoint or straightened him out or got everyone right to let them know that this is the way to do it, not what he said. So what he said was that if you come to AA and not read the book and just go to meetings and maintain sobriety, God bless you. That can work for you. He didn't attack that approach to sobriety. He wasn't critical of people that might do it. And it's true. Just because you come to AA doesn't mean you have to get a sponsor, take a service position, start helping other people through the book, reading the book, going to book studies. You don't have to do all that. The Tradition 3 tells us that the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. And for some people, I totally agree. You can come to AA, not read the book, and just hang out and stay sober because it makes sense. To maybe attack that line of thinking or go after someone who approaches AA in that way, I'm not sure that's carrying the message, or at least the message I'd be carrying to this person would be, hey man, you're doing it wrong, despite the fact that this person is maintaining sobriety. And a lot of times in my mindset, depending on where I'm at in my sobriety, a lot of times the person I may approach may have more time than me. I just may have a little more enthusiasm, or I'm thankful and appreciative of the book and the program. And so when I see somebody in the program not doing it the way I did it, past me may have been confused and may have thought, hey man, I better help this guy out. Or I better get him straightened out before he really has a disaster. But the truth is, many people can sit in AA, simply participate, go to meetings, and will not necessarily have to even read the book. And I don't want this to be thought of in any way as a criticism of that approach. It's not. In fact, if you can maintain sobriety, no matter the program, as long as it's not hurtful to others, then how can I be critical? One of the byproducts of perhaps getting sober simply by attending AA and having a desire to not drink, it may keep you from digging deep, which the book requires or asks of us to dig deep and take a good hard look, not just at our drinking, but at our behavior, our mindset, our approach to life, and how perhaps all of this resulted in poor decision making and hurting of others. So AA in the literature suggests, hey man, let's take a look at that. Let's get it down on paper and ask ourselves, what can we do to improve our lives and to get right with others? I think the third step, in a sense, requires us to do that or follow this program so that we can get right with others, put ourselves in a different mindset, have that psychic change, have a better approach to life, clean up all this mess behind us. And by default, our literature tells us that, hey, we feel like drinking. Probably has a higher percentage and a better long-term benefit to the person who gets into the literature and does their best to do the step work and do the work the best they can. But one can have sobriety with or without the literature and with or without sponsorship and doing the work laid out in the literature. I can't disagree with it. My message in general isn't, hey man, sit here, see how long you can stay sober for, and then once things get really bad, or if you go back out several times and do more damage, come back, maybe try the book. If I make an approach to a guy or I'm having a conversation, I won't jam the book and the literature up their ass. I won't. And I won't say you should do this or you better do this or else. But I'll say, if the program you're using now keeps you from maintaining sobriety or continuous sobriety, you might be a pretty good candidate for the work and the literature. It might give you a better percentage and a better shot at having a good life and maintaining long-term sobriety. Because let's face it, if you come into AA, you don't read the book, you just participate a little, I would argue that you are keeping you sober, which kind of flies in the face of the literature. And the alcoholic, despite having the desire to stop drinking, despite seeing all the damage that has been done, and despite the fact that it makes complete sense to quit drinking and make a total life change, doesn't mean he or she can do it. And that person is a perfect candidate for the literature and the step work. And that probably put them in a pretty good position to turn things around, take a new approach to life, and maintain long-term sobriety. Anyway, have a good rest of your day.